Hello, Grizzlies, and welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we talk again about the Idaho case with documents, of course. I'm bringing documents to you because I think this will be an important conversation to have at this point, especially based on all the rumors flying around and the excitement of the media to report every graphic detail they can possibly find from multiple sources during a gag order. If I sound snarky, I am a little snarky about this because it happens in every case. I've only been on YouTube, right, since the end of June 2021. And yet, in every case that I've ever covered, there's a pattern. So there's all the facts, right? Then it gets to the rumor phase. And then after that, it gets to the, graphic information, brand new, shocking, and graphic information. I mean, now it's this victim's fingers were severed off and that one's neck was slashed. And it makes me mad because I'm like, gross. That's not news. Could we not be so excited about it either? So, with that being said, thank you for being here. You're like, damn, what a Saturday stream is this? What have I just walked into? Thank you for being here. And yes, thank you to everyone saying congrats on 120K. We've got 120,000 Grizzlies here now. Thank you so much for being part of this community. You guys help me raise awareness in cases. We get our hands dirty by looking at the facts, documents, videos, bullet points, what is actually factual. When there's a gag order in place, there's a boundary. I respect boundaries. I hope you do too, okay? It's not about putting our toe over that line or our entire foot or jumping over and being like, cool, look what we found, which is completely non-factual. Okay, so did I snark it up enough now? Are we good? I mean, there's so many things that I haven't been covering because it's not news and it's not nice for the families and definitely not for the victims. Okay, so what I did want to say is number one, something to clear up. You know that guy that called into the T-Rev show, which he sounded quite like, yeah, imagine like, with the frat boys and what it would be like to kill someone, all that. It was quite odd, that call, but the real dude came forward on Hidden True Crime. So if you want to go check out that episode, you could see an entire episode of the real dude who called in. It's not Bryan Kohberger. So one by one, everything is coming to light. Truth, things being debunked. That caller, not him. There's many things that I'm sure we'll find out along the way, not him. Is the visual snow post him? Probably, possibly, but do we know for sure? No. So just take it all with a grain of salt. We're on a low sodium diet over here. Grain of salt. Okay, low sodium diets on Grizzly True Crime. All right. Thank you so much. And to the person whose birthday it is, happy birthday. Thank you for spending your time here with us. Really appreciate it. And yeah, Shimibi Cake says, all aboard the speculation train, road to nowhere. Right? Man, okay. So we've got some documents to go through. And the reason I'm going to read this to you, I pre-filmed it for you so I could just put it on the screen and we could all watch it. And I want to see what you guys say about it. Is because with all these rumors going around, now the families, they don't know, can they speak? Can they not speak? Can the attorney speak for them? What is going on? Because of course they want to respond to some of these things that are being said, right? And you know what really gets me? I took some notes as well. This Grizzly notebook here. I took some notes about some of those other media sources they say a couple of sources told us, and then they say this could be evidence, okay? And it could maybe come out in court one day at the trial. Well, then let it come out in court at the trial, not now. Okay, anyway. And it's brand new information, okay? And the thing is, the biggest statement for me in this media coverage of late that you are all emailing to me, okay, not all, but some, says that this is in direct conflict with what the coroner and the police have said. And I'm like, aren't those the operative words, though? If it's in direct conflict to what the coroner and the police have said, then who's the source? Who the hell is the source? It's so close to the investigation and sharing stuff that nobody else knows. Shocking, brand new information. Come on. Anyway, so the point is, of course, now I think that Kaylee's family want to say something, and the attorney, especially through the attorney that they've hired, the attorney wants to say something, but then they're not sure if they can or not because of the gag order. So let's go over all the latest documents. Thank you to The Docket. His YouTube channel is The Docket 71 for sending me these documents. As soon as I woke up this morning, there they were. I had them. Brenda says, you're the cutest snarky I've ever seen. Oh, thank you. Sometimes we do get snarky on this channel where appropriate. Because I'm a protective type of person. I'm very loyal and very protective. And I cannot stand when cases get to the place. It happened, example, Gabby Petito. Remember that case? If you were here, if you're an OG, you know. There was news after the fact, breaking brand new information, everything about the state of her corpse. I was disgusted. And people were like, why aren't you covering it? I'm like, why would I? Why would I be talking about that? Okay, yes. And thank you to the docket. Yes. Okay. So here we go. Let's put this on. I'm going to make myself full screen. Otherwise, it's confusing. Then there's two of us here. So I'll do this now. I'm going to put this on the screen. I pre-recorded all these documents for you. I don't know. I think this is 13 minutes or so long, reading through all this. And this, I've made a YouTube short on this document that I'm going to read you now. I'm doing it in chronological order. And I'm going to look at the chat and see what you say. If I have to pause, I will pause and we can talk about it. Spirit of Tree says, are you a Libra? I'm actually a Pisces. I'm a Piscean. So, yeah, a fiercely protective freaking empath. Yes. Laura, thank you so much. You say, thank you for being the voice of reason, G. Oh, thank you for that, Laura. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, double G time, says Rob. Are we ready? Here we go. Let's make me full screen. and let's watch. Okay, so let's start with this one. State of Idaho plaintiff versus Bryan C. Kohberger, the defendant. The defendant's response to the plaintiff's request for discovery. Comes now Bryan C. Kohberger by and through their attorney of record, Ann C. Taylor, public defender, and hereby submits the following response to the plaintiff's request for discovery. 1. There are no books, papers, documents, photographs, or copies or portions thereof in the possession of the defendant at this time, which will be submitted at the time of trial. The defendant may use any books, papers, documents, photographs, or copies or portions thereof which have been disclosed by the state in discovery materials. There are no results or reports of physical or mental examinations or scientific tests which are in the possession of the defendant at this time, which will be submitted at the time of trial. The defendant may use the results or reports of physical or mental examinations or scientific tests which have been disclosed by the state in discovery materials. 3. The defendant may also call as a witness people that were disclosed as a potential witness by the state and any other persons who were named by the state within other discovery materials. When available, the defendant will provide the names and addresses of any additional witnesses who will be called at trial on behalf of the defendant. And this was signed and dated on the 30th day of January 2023. And then we also have this update, which is what the date that we know already, which is the 26th of June. Bryan Kohberger's preliminary hearing starts. It's a 5-day hearing. So you can see here, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th of June 2023, and all of them starting at 9 a.m. So that is that update there. Now let's see what Kaylee Goncalves, one of the victims in the Idaho case, what her family's attorney has said about the gag order. So first, State of Idaho plaintiffs versus Bryan C. Kohberger, motion to appeal, amend, and or clarify the amended non-dissemination order. Comes now counsel for the victim's family, Goncalves, Shanon Gray, and moves the court for a amendment and or clarification of the amended non-dissemination order granted by the court. This request is based on the grounds and for the reasons set forth in the memorandum attached hereto and by this reference incorporated herein, dated the 2nd day of February 2023. Okay, so now let's look at that. Okay, I'm here on the side, you guys. Wait, let me not confuse you. You'll be like, damn, there's two of you. So from that, I gather interesting. You know that he probably has gone through, of course, some medical and mental health evaluations and things like that could be presented in court. That he doesn't at this time have documents or papers or anything like that. So we've gone over that as well. Now we're going to see Shanon Gray, the attorney for the Goncalves' family's response to all of that. Okay. Thank you, Anina, and thanks to the others that I did put on screen. I was typing to you in the chat. Thank you so much for those. Thanks for all your hard work, love from Switzerland to UG and the other Grizzlies. Thank you very much. And let me just quickly say, am I perfect? No. Am I putting myself on a pedestal? No. But what I want to do always, my laser beam focus is on victims and their families. And I'm very protective over them. So just so you know, why am I all wound up? What's happening? Because it happens in every case, every single case. When there's no news, then you see the glittering eyes of everybody waiting for their next dopamine hit and be like, ooh, tell us more graphic things. I mean, stop it. Thank you, Papa Ridgeback. That's a cool name. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. and Skittles. Skittles, I got to say it like that. Thank you, Skittles. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's continue with the documents here. State of Idaho plaintiffs versus Bryan C. Kohberger defendant memorandum in support of motion for appeal and or clarification of amended non-dissemination order. I, Shanon Gray, am an attorney licensed in the state of Idaho. I represent victim Kaylee Goncalves' family in the above referenced matter. I make this memorandum in support of the motion to appeal, amend, and or clarify the amended non-dissemination order on this case. The court's current amended non-dissemination order is based on the following referenced case law and legal guidelines. So 1. ABA Standards for Criminal Justice, Fair Trial and Public Disclosure, the IRPC Rule 3.6, Shepard versus Maxwell, Nebraska Press versus Stewart, and Genta versus State Bar of Nevada. The order states as follows. Therefore, based upon the stipulation of the parties and with good cause, it is hereby ordered 1. The attorneys for any interested party in this case, including the prosecuting attorney, defense attorney, and any attorney representing a witness, victim, or victim's family, as well as the parties to the above entitled action, including but not limited to investigators, law enforcement personnel, and agents for the prosecuting attorney or defense attorney, are prohibited from making extrajudicial statements, written or oral, concerning the case, except without additional comment, a quotation from, or reference to the official public record of the case. 2. This order specifically prohibits any statement which a reasonable person would expect to be disseminated by means of public communication that relates to the following. A. Evidence regarding the occurrences of transactions involved in the case. B. The character, credibility, reputation, or criminal record of a party, victim, or witness, or the identity of a witness, or the expected testimony of a party, victim, or witness. C. The performance or results of any examination or test, or the refusal or failure of a person to submit to an examination or test. D. Any opinion as to the merits of the case or the claims or defense of a party. E. Any information a lawyer knows or reasonably should know is likely to be inadmissible as evidence in a trial and that would, if disclosed, create a substantial risk of prejudicing an impartial trial. F. Any information reasonably likely to interfere with a fair trial in this case afforded under the United States of Idaho Constitution, such as the existence or contents of any confession, admission, or statement given by the defendant, the possibility of a plea of guilt, or any opinion as to the defendant's guilt or innocence. It is further ordered that no individual covered by this order shall avoid its prescriptions by actions directly or indirectly, but deliberately, that result in violating this order. It is further ordered that this order and all provisions herein shall remain in full force and effect throughout the entirety of this case unless otherwise ordered by this court. So, memorandum, page 2, let's carry on. Relevant facts. On January 12, 2023, I participated in a Zoom call with Magistrate Judge Megan Marshall, in which several of the victims' and witnesses' attorneys were present, as well as Latah County Prosecutor's Office and counsel for the defendant. In that Zoom call, I informed Judge Marshall that my clients, the surviving family of the late Kaylee Goncalves, are not parties to the case, and therefore are not subject to the order. The judge stated that she mistakenly believed that they were parties and were therefore subject to the order, and she instructed me to advise them. I also informed Judge Marshall that I did not believe that I was covered under the initial dissemination order as well, and informed her that after the original dissemination order came out, that I emailed the Latah County Prosecutor's Office for clarification and for the judge's email. They offered no clarification and refused to provide Judge Marshall's email address. 4. During the Zoom call, I informed Judge Marshall that I would be contacting the Idaho State Bar for clarification of her order as well. 5. Since the amended order was issued on January 18, 2023, my clients and I have not made any statements to the media out of fear of being held in contempt of court. 6. Neither I nor my clients, the Goncalves, have stipulated to the order, and upon receiving it, I informed the court, and requested that the order be changed as it did not accurately reflect an agreement by the parties. The court did not honor my request. Argument. Properly construed, the order does not apply to the victims' families in this matter. The only parties to the case are the people and the defendant. Accordingly, as a non-party citizens, the victims' surviving family members are free to speak to the public and the media under the First Amendment to the Constitution. Simply put, their rights to freedom of speech cannot be restricted through a judicial prior restraint. Gentile makes it clear that only the rights of attorneys who are actively engaged in litigating a pending matter can be restricted without satisfying the rigorous prior restraint standard set forth in Nebraska Press Association versus Stewart. See Gentile versus State Bar of Nevada. The speech of lawyers representing clients in pending cases may be regulated under a less demanding standard than that established for regulation of the press in Nebraska Press Association versus Stewart. As attorney for one of the victims' families, I am allowed to relay to the media any of the opinions, views, or statements of those family members regarding any part of the case, as they are allowed to speak about the case under the First Amendment. This is different from offering up my own opinion regarding the facts and issues surrounding the case. It would place an undue burden on the victims' families if the attorney, whom they have retained to represent their interests, was prohibited from serving as their spokesperson, conduit to the media and other parties in transmitting the victims' families' thoughts and opinions. As attorney for the victims' family members who are not parties to this action, I too am allowed to comment on the case and other issues surrounding the investigation pursuant to IRPC Rule 3.6. I am not an attorney of record involved in this case. I played no part in the investigation, prosecution, or defense of the case. Neither the state nor the defense has shared any information regarding the case, and therefore the only governing rule for public comment regarding this case would be IRPC Rule 3.6. Additionally, in the Gentile case, the court upheld ABA Rules 3.6 and 3.8 as they applied to attorneys who are representing a party to the case, but held that the wording of those rules was unconstitutionally vague. IRPC Rule 3.6 is similar in wording to ABA Rules 3.6 and 3.8, and therefore is vague in its application to attorneys who are representing a party to the case, and even more vague to attorneys like I, who are not representing any party to the case. The order is facially overbroad and vague. On its face, it precludes all comments or opinions other than reciting matters of public record, even if there is no possibility, much less substantial probability, of prejudicing the tribunal, and also remains in effect even after a jury has been seated and admonished to avoid all press coverage regarding the case. As such, the order is unconstitutionally overbroad. The point of a non-dissemination order is to protect the rights of the parties in the case, and especially in criminal cases, it is an attempt to preserve a fair and impartial jury pool. Once the jury has been selected, the non-dissemination order becomes moot and therefore would not be allowed to be in full force for the entirety of the case. Therefore, I request that the court forthwith amend and or clarify the amended non-dissemination order regarding the issues addressed above, and I request a hearing on the matter, dated the 2nd day of February 2023. And then the final latest document is State of Idaho Plaintiffs versus Bryan C. Kohberger, Notice of Appearance. 2. Clerk of 2nd Judicial District, Latah County. I represent the Goncalves family, and myself in all pleadings, motions, notices, and other papers should be served on me. I certify I e-filed or served a copy to all parties, dated this 3rd day of February 2023. Okay, so those are all the latest documents in this Idaho case. Now, let's get back to the discussion about all of this. And I'm back, everyone. And yes, for everyone asking, you can get this hat on grizzlymerch.com. I'm glad you like it. Welcome to all the members. Please know we are having a members-only stream and a patrons-only stream together later. This will be at about 2 p.m. Eastern, I believe it is. So make sure you check the community tab and your notifications. Now, let's get back to discussing this. So I was reading all your comments as I was going through those documents. And a lot of you are saying, so is the family trying to fight so they could speak again, like speak more, say more details? I think they're just like watching all this, adhering to the gag order, and then there's these like brand new sources, like inside sources close to the investigation that are just leaking information out, which can affect the case, which is a problem, you know? Because who are those people? Never mind. Did you guys see that Airmail article? There's a two-parter. It's like 36 pages twice. Some of the details in there, again, we go to the graphic place. I never take a left turn to Graphic Town, okay? I do not do that graphic stuff. I don't want to do it. I think it's disrespectful to the victims, and it doesn't help the case. It's just a morbid curiosity online. It's like people want to know, ooh, tell us about all this stuff. I mean, they were saying Xana and Ethan's faces were hardly touched. I mean, what in the hell? What are we trying to make this sound like Hannibal Lecter or what? Not my thing. So you won't see me reporting on that stuff. So why do we think that this attorney is trying to clarify with the judge basically what the hell is going on? it's not so that they can be like, listen, we also want to talk. We want to talk to the media too. I don't think it's that. I think it's literally feeling protective over the case as well of like, why are all these sources talking? Who are these sources? What are all these articles? Why are people leaking this information? And some might be not true based on what the family knows, based on what the coroner knows, based on what law enforcement knows. So it would be great if the families were able to talk and say, actually, no, that's not what we were told, or that's not what's on the report or anything. But now they can't. At the moment, they can't say a word because they're adhering to their boundary, which is the gag order. So yes. So I'm generally a very polite person. I trade very carefully. I'm cautious, but here and there, man. And I'm all about women supporting women, content creators supporting content creators, all of that. But I'm starting to get real pissed off with, as I say, the glittering eyes of the media. Like, so exciting. Can you believe? I can't believe like the happiness in reporting this stuff. Like the excitement to report things like neck slashed and finger severed. Why? Can't. So let's just be patient. We got to wait. As Sunny Slaughter said, who was on the channel, that's her real name, you guys. So anyone snarking it up about her name, please stop it. She is a litigation and law enforcement expert. She's been on the show. She's got her own channel. Go check it out. Sunny Slaughter, right? If you missed all that and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you got to check out the 2 episodes that she's already done on this channel. But she was like, I think everybody needs to just like settle down until the trial. The pre-trial hearing is in June 26th. We only now, are we in February yet? We're in February. You know, at the time is a bit of a blur sometimes when you're a YouTuber. I'm just, every day, just in the rabbit holes and just trying to find all the factual information to bring to you. And so, yes, we're in February now. February, the whole of February, March, April, May, June. Okay? There's so many things. There's also so many missing people. There's so many cases. There's lots of stuff we got to cover, okay? So, yeah, I do think that we got to be patient. Simmer down. Just like breathe. And let's not get too graphic, okay? Yes. So, yeah, this is glittering eyes. That's how I describe it. Because for me, the horror is seeing the eyes all sparkly and being like, oh, my word, guess what I found? No. I mean, there's so many things I could bring here. It's like, guess what I found? You don't want to bring that. Stop it. There's a boundary. Okay, so sorry about that shade that I had to throw. It's not often that I throw the shade, but here and there, I feel it's necessary. Okay. So let's see what Jenny said. This is complicated, to be honest. There are people who are dropping salacious details, and the family wants to be able to speak on those. Exactly. That's what not only to protect the dignity of the victim, but also to protect the case, and also to be like, no, who are these sources? Because if the gag order is for the prosecution, the defense, the attorneys, and everyone representing the families and all of that, and they can't speak, but everybody else can, that must be so hard to watch people just running rampant with information, right? Karen says, yes, thank you so much. Yes, I agree. The family may be chomping at the bit to respond, and the ATI needs, therefore, to clarify, allow or disallow. And as you could see from the document we saw, initially, the prosecution didn't even respond to this attorney's request. He's like, hello, could you respond? Can you tell me what's going on? Can I please have the judge's email? And then he's like, okay, I'm going to take you to the state bar now. I'm taking this matter there because this is not acceptable. You know? So, yes, it's not. Okay. Let us have a look. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay. Well, I think, yeah, this is, okay. So Barbara Jean says it's the major news channels, mainstream news, who want to be the first in reporting. They don't check out resources for the truth or the fact. It really sucks. I hate it when graphic becomes story time, you know? Okay, so let me show you quickly this. I'm just going to put this on the screen for a second here. This would be from Hidden True Crime. I just want to show you the guy's face right here. This is, look at what he said.
Absolutely. Sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to get my camera right here.
Yeah.
You're good. Well, you're good. It's YouTube. Don't worry about it.
T-Rev in helping with this and saying, we appreciate T-Rev. T-Rev said, hey, look, I trust the Hidden True Crime team. He gave us some important information as well. And he said, look, I just want to know either way. I reached out to T-Rev tonight too to say, hey, do you want to jump on? We could have like a whole reunion. What would that be? Like it's either a big class reunion here.
I don't want to talk to that guy.
Yeah, it's been a hard 2 months for you. And
okay, so I'm only showing you a glimpse of that. What that is the real caller from the T-Rev. You know the guy that called into T-Rev. If you don't know, you're lucky. There's someone that called into T-Rev, right? and was talking all about the frat boys and saying things about murder and all that. And so everyone thought that was Bryan Kohberger, especially with the voice being like so sinister, right? But it turns out it isn't him at all. So that's been debunked as well. That gets added to the debunk list, which is great. We love a good debunk, right? We love a good debunk. Miss Renee says, good morning, Mrs. Gisela K, and good morning, hugs, everyone. Good morning, and thank you so much for being here. Oh, Rob says she talks so fast. Actually, if you guys know me at all, I listen to everything on 1.5 speed, so that was on 1.5 speed. Sorry about that. Sorry. And then there's also this that I haven't addressed at all. It's kind of awkward to you. Kentucky woman Brittany Hislop lovesick for Idaho killer Bryan Kohberger. So here we go. Here we go. You see what I mean? Now, a lot of people are very concerned for her mental health, and they should be. Hybristophilia is no joke. It's a disorder. She needs help. So am I going to make a headline out of this? And no, definitely not. This lady needs help. She doesn't need the whole of YouTube going at her, right? She needs a lot of help. K Music Taylor says, you do get it right, Gisela. Thank you so much. So I'm just showing you all the stuff that everyone's emailing me right now. I don't want to go through it all because that would be the same as like showing it. I'm just saying there's that and there's this and then no. we got to keep quiet. We've got to keep quiet now. It's not about not having free speech. I will report on things if there's actual news, but you're never going to see me excited because some people, I can feel their glittering eyes, okay, in the email inbox of like, Gisela, did you see this? This is amazing. It's incredible. Look where the bodies were found. Look how the victims were found. I'm like, that's like literally opposite to the probable cause affidavit. A little bit. But also, why are you so excited about it? Why are you so excited about all this? It's not exciting, okay? Yes. Okay. Yes, sorry about that. You say, I appreciate that you shared Grizzly Crime regarding listening on 1.5 speed. It's really helpful. Yes, sorry about that. I should have put it on normal speed when I first showed you that. I just wanted to show you that clip, and I will link it afterwards if you want to see it. It's on Hidden True Crime, and the real guy came forward. So I love a debunk. That was a great debunk as well. Locomoco says facts over feeling. Yes, that as well. So really, today, the goal for me was to bring you these new documents, which I got from the docket. It's also on Twitter, and it's also been shared, I see now, on, I think, Fox News and the New York Post and all that. They shared the document as well now, so it is out there. So I'm not going to put that one on Patreon. Normally, if there's documents that are not quite out yet, sometimes I put it there so you can read it there immediately afterwards, right? But yes, we went through the documents. We can see that they are just trying to get clarification on what exactly is going on in this gag order. Who's allowed to talk? Who's not allowed to talk? And they say it's way too vague because who exactly does it cover and who doesn't it? And I think it's good that the attorney's questioning that because there's so many inside sources lately coming out with all kinds of information, which contradicts things sometimes. And other times it could actually offer more details, which should really only be shared at the trial. You know, that mainstream news outlet has two great guys on recently talking about this, and they were saying that in the big picture, statements don't necessarily conflict. So, yes, one of the other statements made was fly in the face of what the coroner said. So just saying that, does it contradict? Does this fly in the face of what the coroner said? Like, is this now brand new shocking information? And luckily, they help to just diffuse the energy, just tone it down. And so it doesn't necessarily conflict, but it certainly is offering a whole lot more information. So I think we've got to be careful with how much more information, especially with the details that will be brought up at trial. Got to be careful with that. And just generally, just trust your gut, I would say. I think I could say that. Sometimes people are very excited and I'm not sure if they're trusting their gut, but just trust your gut instinct. Think about who is the source and are they even supposed to be talking right now and why are they talking right now? What are they gaining from this? What is happening, right? Fiona, thank you so much. That's why we love you, G. You have integrity. And that's it. Stereophonics Mom says there are so many other people who need help right now too. That's the thing. G's hyped today. Yes. Yes, I am. So, okay. I pretty much brought you everything I could. Hold on. I just want to see something quickly. Interesting. Okay. I might get snarky on this one. Hold on. Okay, so Joyce Johnson said, Ashley Banfield is actually questioning the narrative, so I applaud her because it seems she may not be owned by a larger media outlet. Well, she does work for News Nation. She does work for the media outlet. And it seems like there's this, I don't know, this need to have brand new and shocking and sensational information at all costs at this point, and I'm not sure why, because I don't think it was always like that. And I'm not applauding that, because I'd never want to be excited for graphic details and present it to you guys as like news, shocking. We've got to wait. The trial is going to happen, okay? But it might not even happen this year. I'm just saying. I'm always even though, and this is why, patience is not actually my strong point in my personal life, you guys. Patience is not my strong point. I'm hyperactive and run on lots of energy and all that, right? But I know when patience is required, and I'm very disciplined. And now patience is required. So if they have the pre-trial hearing in June 26th, that's the end of June. It's almost July. You know what I mean? Only then will it be decided, like, when is the trial actually going to be? And it could be shifted many times. There could be appeals. There could be all sorts of things. We might not see this trial for a while. I'm just letting you know, okay? So that you know that you're going to need a lot of patience. Large dose of patience, small dose of salt. Everything with a grain of salt. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. Engineer says major news sources can release stuff and backtrack it. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay, and the Angel Rock says, I love the members only stream, such a great group of people. We are having a members only stream today in the next few hours, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure that you check the community tab and your inbox if you're on Patreon as well. Wow. Okay, sorry, I'm reading what you guys are saying. Brenda says, are you going to cover the Chad and Lori Daybell trial? That is, if there is a trial, if there is one, I've done a overview of the Lori and Chad Daybell trial, and that's a good example. That's an Idaho case. There's still not a trial yet. It's taken long, and Lori Vallow is still filing all sorts of petitions and motions, and she thinks she's going to get out. She literally, Lori Vallow literally is like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm good. Like, you have wasted my time. So the docket, actually, who sends me the documents, he covers the Vallow trial in depth. He's been following it very, very closely. And so on his channel, he's actually read through all the latest documents. Go check that out. So yes, will I cover it? Sure. Yeah, I do. I've got lots of footage. I've got lots of documents, lots of things that I still got to get to. And that's the point. We got things to get to, okay? We will do it. We will do it. All that is sticking to the facts. So important. It is so important. Bullet points, documents. That's why I love documents. Oh my word. At least documents are like black on white. You know, we've got the writing on the paper. We love that. We love that. Peter Pranzo says, Gizda, type AAA. I'm not just type A, you guys. Type AAA. It works. Keeps it going full steam ahead. Sure does. Sure does. Yes. So I wish you all a wonderful Saturday ahead. I'm very closely following the Nicola Bully case. There are a couple of updates happening in the case. Just friends saying things in interviews, like there not being a tennis ball and things like that. There's little updates. There's not enough yet for me to like bring it to you in a presentation or anything like that. So I'm watching it closely. Sky News has some really great clips and interviews and articles and things right now. So go check that out if you are also following the case, or come and follow me on Twitter, because I'm sharing lots of updates on there as well as they happen. So yes, so I will keep you posted on that as well. But really what else is happening today? Thank you, Joseph, for joining. Everyone who joined as a member today, go right after this to the community tab, because that's where you're going to find the link to the members only stream. Don't share the link, because we share that link with patrons, okay? Because it's a patrons and members only stream. And we're deep diving the Elliot Rodger Manifesto. The last time I thought I'm going to read it to you guys in 2 hours, and 5 hours later, we're only halfway. And I'm going to be very snarky. So if you want more Saturday snark, okay, you come over to there. So thank you. And please watch part 1 as well. I put it on the community tab if you haven't seen it. Watch part 1 if you can, so you can get the vibe and you can join us as we go through it from page 59 onwards. All right. So I hope that everything I said today makes sense. I hope that we're all on the same page over here. Are we perfect? No. Are we on a pedestal? No. But what do we know? We really respect boundaries, victims, their families, the legal process. That is what I care about. Okay, we do not want this case to be a mess or anything like that. Okay, it's got to be a fair trial. It's got to happen properly, and let's hope that they've caught the right guy. and all of that. So yes, I also, you know what I worry about too is with this brand new shocking information and how they say that Ethan fought in the hallway, even though the probable cause affidavit says he was in the room. Okay. Why am I worried about that? It's because now again, everybody's going to look at the surviving roommates and say, what the hell? You didn't hear all that? So you didn't hear all that. And then they get re-traumatized. And remember, DM is going to be a star witness probably at this trial. She's the one who saw the bushy eyebrows and all that. So could we just leave her in peace? She's going to talk at the trial. You do not want to push someone like that and their mental health right off a ledge. We don't do that, okay? Leave her in peace. Let's not incite the drama. Let's calm down. Calm energy, laser beam focus, okay? And again, condolences to the families who are going through all of this and just watching the horror unfold on the internet over and over and over again. So I will see you all later if there's any other news. I'm glad I could bring you this today. I'll see you later if there's news in the Nika Bully case, if they find her, if they find something or anything like that, or in any other case that I'm covering right now. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when I'm actually going live or uploading something. I don't have a set schedule. That doesn't really work for me. It's like whenever something's ready, we're ready to go. Let's do it. So I'll keep you posted. And members and patrons, you know where to find me later. Okay, so. Oh, man. Sorry. Before I go, I keep on saying I'm going to go and then I waffle more because I see a comment like this. Where was it now? There's a channel that never stops bashing DM. Don't make me mad now. Thank you so much, Heathcliff, the cat. Cute. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, everyone. I will see you again very soon. Stay safe and laser beam focus. Bye.